Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Welcome to another series of It's Going Down, being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The title of this article is called North Korea Claims Another Hypersonic Missile Test. Pyongyang says it's fired a hypersonic munition in its first major launch of the year. Now, one thing you must understand is that nuclear missiles are not going to be the only kind of missiles hitting this country. Now, some years back, let me see, it's the year 2022, right? So let's go back to the year 2015. We learned that Russia had missiles that could cause catastrophic nuclear damage on an area, but was not counted as a nuclear missile. So there's countries out there that have weapons of mass destruction that is equivalent to a nuclear bomb or a nuclear missile, but is not a nuclear bomb or a nuclear missile. And hypersonic missiles or hypersonic bombs, they have nearly the same impact as a nuclear bomb. So America is going to be hit with 200 million missiles, and there's going to be all kinds, and there's going to be different kinds of missiles hitting this country. We know nuclear bombs are commonly going to be the kind of weapons that's going to be hitting this place during World War III. But there's also nuclear-like missiles out there that are not nuclear missiles that are also going to be hitting this country, such as hydrogen bombs, such as hypersonic bombs, hypersonic missiles. You know, and also let me remind you that Russia also has a nuclear missile that goes by the name of Satan II, which is capable of destroying a country the size of Texas. So I'm pretty sure Russia has more than one Satan II nuclear missile. It says North Korea has said it successfully launched a hypersonic munition in a recent test, claiming the projectile struck the target hundreds of miles away. Now, they do have hypersonic bombs or hypersonic missiles, which a hypersonic missile is simply a missile that can travel at super high speeds. So let me correct myself, because earlier I said that a hypersonic missile have nearly the same impact as a nuclear bomb, but actually it doesn't. You know, I was thinking of the hydrogen bomb when I made that statement. The hydrogen bomb has nearly the same impact as a nuclear missile, but it's not a nuclear bomb or a nuclear missile. It's a hydrogen bomb. And Russia do have bombs out there that have the devastation equivalent to that of a nuclear bomb, but the difference is that it doesn't release radiation into the air. So hypersonic missiles, as you see right there, can travel at super high speeds. And these kinds of missiles can also travel very far as well. As you can see, 435 miles. That's really far. Now, 435 miles, I would say, would be from New York past California. Or no, maybe to California. No, it wouldn't be past 435 miles from New York to California. It wouldn't be past California. I believe that will be before you reach California. Let me see. In the matter of fact, let's do a quick research real quick. Just to, you know, we can always learn something new every day. Let's see. How many miles is New York to California? How many miles from New York to California? Let's see. It's 43 hours, right? How many miles away is California in New York? Okay, so right here we see 214 miles. So I was right the first time then. This would be from New York to past California. Okay, so that's pretty fucking far. Okay, for a missile to be able to travel at 435 miles, to travel a distance to 435 miles, that's pretty far. So that's literally from New York, and that's way past California. And a matter of fact, this is twice the amount. So literally, this missile will be able to travel from New York to California, and then from California back to New York. That's how far this hypersonic missile or missile can travel. The missile precisely hit a target some 700 kilometers or 435 miles off North Korea's east coast during the test launch, the state-run Korean Central News Agency said on Thursday, adding that leader Kim Jong-un did not intend the firing. You know, that's what they all say, but there's always a cover-up behind their actions. South Korea's military has reported on the launch early on Wednesday, the first of its kind since last October. The Seoul has since urged the North to sincerely respond to our efforts to make peace and cooperation through dialogue. And they always want to do talks, but the Lord is not in the spirit of negotiating or talking. He's in the spirit of bringing judgment on this planet because of the wickedness that is continuously being dished out all around the earth. Just hours after the test, South Korean President Moon Jae-in was a president for a groundbreaking event for a rail line through the border town Goseong, part of efforts to reconnect transit between the two neighbors. The U.S. Department condemned the missile test as a violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions and a threat to DPRK's neighbors and the international community. Washington Indo-Pacific Command, however, earlier acknowledged that this event does not pose an intermediate threat to U.S. personnel or territory or to our allies, though it still slammed the launch for having a destabilizing impact on the region. Pyongyang first claimed to possess a hypersonic missile or weapon, the Hwasong 8 missile, following another test last September. However, military officials in Seoul said the munition appeared to be in an early stage of development at the time, though the North was refrained from long-range missile and nuclear weapons testing since 2017. Wait a minute though, I thought North Korea didn't have nuclear weapons. Now they're openly admitting that North Korea has nuclear weapons. You see that? That's Luke chapter 8 verse 17 coming to pass right there. Whatsoever is secret shall be made manifest. And you also better best believe that Iran also has nuclear weapons. But they're not going to tell you that though. And right now, they got those so-called Israelis scared because they know that Iran has nuclear capability, and that, well, the Lord is going to put the spirit on Iran to shoot their nuclear weapons on the gutter rats in the land of Israel. Why? That land's got to be cleansed before the true Israelites which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians, can return back to that land. Its shorthand and medium-range munitions tests have frequently come under fire from the U.S., which maintains a presence of some 30,000 soldiers in South Korea. Now, this is the book of Joel 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. The Gentiles of Joel 3 verse 9 is talking about the heathens. A heathen is somebody who is not an Israelite. So if you're not a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian, or if your father's lineage on your father's side does not go back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian, you are not an Israelite. Your father's lineage on your father's side has to go back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Indian to be an Israelite. So proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the heathen. Prepare war. Here's an example of North Korea preparing war. They're making preparations for wars by test firing hypersonic missiles. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Every single day, these countries' military is doing drills. And they are training every day to make preparations for World War III. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. And gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. The mighty ones is talking about the angels. Because while World War III is going on over there in the Middle East, as soon as those nuclear missiles are shut off, that's when Yahushua is going to make his grand return, and he's going to command his angels to smite, to kill, and also to deliver the elect from the four corners of the earth. The elect, whosoever they may be out there. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Now, when you look up this word Jehoshaphat, it actually goes back to the Hebrew word Yahweh Shaphat. And why is it called that? Because there will Yahweh sit to judge all the heathen round about. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.